welcome to another episode with the farmer. You know how we do it. We talk everything that is related to farming, food, agriculture, and the state of food in the country. So actually, in this video, you have already seen I have two farmers with me. We have one who deals with pig, and we have another which deals with poultry. So it's more or less like a little bit of a debate, but we're not going to call it debate because nobody's going to win and nobody's going to lose. But we just want to talk about poultry and pig for anybody that wanted to go to farming, and they are all contemplating that which one should I go to, and you are thinking that should I go into poultry or should I go into piggery. But in this video, the question that you have in your mind will definitely be answered. So I have here with me at my right side, let him introduce himself.
My name is Haila.
Okay, so I have here with me the pig master who started from local pig. You could remember in our previous video. So can you please introduce yourself?
I am Mr. Ogudele.
Okay, thank you so much. So let's start with let's assume now I wanted to start piggery of poultry. So I'm now contemplating that, okay, which one should I invest in? Okay, let's assume I'm thinking that as a person that, okay, should I go into piggery or into poultry? Me personally, or as you as a pig farmer, which one will you advise me to go into?
Thank you very much for that question. You know, poultry farmers are very common in Nigeria today.
Okay.
But people are neglecting the fact that the real deal is actually piggery.
Why?
Thank you. The thing is, piggery, when you rear pigs, you get a lot of offspring. They are very, they give you a lot of offspring. Like maybe in one farrowing you can get as much as 12 to 16 piglets, and that is money, especially if they are exotic piglets.
Okay, let's start with cost of starting a pig. So compared to poultry, or is it more less expensive to start a poultry or more expensive to start a poultry farm?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends on the kind of program you want to adopt. Okay. You know, for example, in poultry, you can decide to focus on meat production. That is broiler. Okay. You can also decide to focus on egg production. So it depends on the area you are delving into. Okay. Then also in pig, if you want to, you can start breeding programs. Or you can, yes, maybe you want to start selling the offspring.
The cost. Can you talk about the cost?
No, that's what I'm saying. The cost. Generally in Nigeria today, if you are going for exotic pigs are very expensive. Okay. They are very expensive, exotic pig. But it costs nothing to start a local pig farming. It costs absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
You can just get your pigs.
So, Mr. Inla, he said it's more preferable to go into poultry than piggery because it is a little bit less expensive when you come to, like what he said starting a local pig is cost nothing, like less amount. Do you agree with that?
You know, these days people go mostly on poultry. Why? Because there are short-time projects in poultry. You know, raising of 5 to 6 weeks bird, and which is ready for consumption. You know, it depends on how it is being fed. You know, the more they feed them, and they easily send them to market. Why? Because they are fastest grown animal. I mean, most especially the meat production, broilers.
Broilers, yes.
They're easily grown, and you quickly take them to market, and you restock again, and life continues.
So that means when it comes to poultry and piggery, you have to look at the time. Let me put it that way. The time at which you start making gain from poultry is not this time you will start making gain from piggery.
Yeah.
Okay, but in the area of cost of starting a poultry is very expensive.
You know, there are a lot of poultry farming. You know, we have the backyard poultry farming.
Yes.
You know, some people will do it in their backyard, and at the same time, they are also doing other business.
Yes.
As a source of income.
Let's talk about commercial now.
Commercial. You know, it depends on how large you are going. Now, as I am, I can advise you if you want to go into poultry, don't just focus on a short-term project. First, I will advise you to focus on both short-term and long-term projects.
Okay.
Because now, when you are spending money on the long term, you are getting money in the short term. You know, it will augment each other.
Okay.
And with that one, you are flying.
Okay, let's talk about the stress involved. The stress involved in poultry is much more than the stress involved in piggery. Do you agree to that?
Of course. You know, the amount of time spent in brooding alone. In fact, you get mortality on the rise, especially when they face heat stress. You know, poultry are more vulnerable to die when compared to piggery.
Yes, you have the chances of losing more birds.
Yes, mortality is on the high side.
Yes. Even the 1,000 birds can remain with a tinkle of an eye, maybe within 2 weeks can remain just 50.
Of course.
But do we have that in piggery too?
Yeah, mortality also happens in piggery, but it's not as rampant or as common as in poultry.
Okay.
We also have mortality, but as a specialist, as a farmer, when you know the right dosage of injection, or maybe you are seeing symptoms in pigs, then you quickly administer medicine.
Yes.
Then that will totally reduce mortality.
So did you advise any young farmer or any new farmer that wanted to go into livestock farming? Did you advise the person to go into pig farming right now?
I would advise to go into piggery, though it also has its challenges.
Okay, let's talk about the challenges in piggery.
Okay, now, because there are some diseases that are yet to be, you know, to be cured. For example, let's talk about African swine fever.
Okay.
African swine fever has killed a lot of farmers. Maybe when farmers collect loan to establish a farm, and the African swine fever ravaged that pen, it's going to kill, because as I'm talking now, there's no cure for it. It will kill all the animals. Wow. So that is devastating and results in a very high loss.
Wow, okay, so that it has its own advantages, it has its own disadvantage.
Yes.
So now, okay, there is a lot of disease too in poultry now. So which also affect farmers, and you can even kill farmers. And on the high side, there is also increase in feed. Did you advise what advice will you give anybody that wanted to go into livestock farm now? Will you advise them to go into poultry?
You know, earlier my counterpart talks about the high mortality rate in poultry. You know, as a professional, I disagree with that. You know, depends on. That is why we have we have regulator in the breeding pen.
Okay.
You know, there are means of regulating the heat produced in the pen.
Okay.
In the brooder.
Okay.
So that is why you have to check over and over. Now, when you are brooding, actually, when you bring your birds for brooding, there are some things we normally do. Now, if you cannot get them the antibiotics that contain gentamicin,
okay,
you can inject them gentamicin on the first day,
so as to reduce the mortality.
So that to reduce the mortality.
Okay. So what we can say is that there is a remedy for every disease that happens to.
Yes.
But are you still forgetting the fact that when a particular disease, let's say Gumboro or Salmonella, if it attacks your pen, you might lose 80%, 70% of it.
I mean Gumboro. You know, when the breeding house is not well taken care of.
Okay.
Like now, the litters is very rough. You know, from there, coccidiosis will enter.
Yes.
You know, when they pick up the oculist from the litters, you know, from there, if it's not taken care of, it can lead to Gumboro.
Oh yes, of course.
Now, but when you give them the vaccine, you vaccinate them at the right time, you will not be vulnerable to any disease.
Okay.
And when the brooding is not sound, when their navel is not ill up, they are vulnerable to disease.
Okay. Let's you know, for the sake of this video, or for our fans, let's make this video part 1. Definitely we're going to continue in our next video, because it's a long discussion. We're talking about diseases that is facing poultry, and disease that is facing piggery. Because we have I would have loved to talk about anthrax, but in our next video we are going to talk about more about diseases. So thank you for watching our video, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell for more videos. And thank you for coming to talking to us and enlightening us about how to start your livestock farming. Either you wanted to go to piggery or you want to go to poultry. So see you in our next video. Thank you so much.
Thank you.